Little girl cried, "Those men won't let my mommy in the hospital." Seconds later, the Hells Angels rain poured heavily outside St. Mercy Hospital as a little girl, barely 7, stood clutching her teddy bear, tears streaming down her cheeks. "Please, someone help. Those men won't let my mommy in," she cried, pointing toward two bulky security guards blocking the entrance. Inside, her mother, pale, weak, and holding her chest, begged them to let her see her husband, who'd just been taken into emergency surgery. But the guards smirked, saying visiting hours were over. The child's desperate sobs echoed across the parking lot until the growl of motorcycles pierced the rain. Within seconds, a dozen roaring bikes pulled up, their headlights cutting through the storm. The Hells Angels had arrived. What happened next would shake the entire hospital and teach everyone there that no one stands between a mother and her child when angels in leather are near. The hospital doors slid open and shut with a mechanical hiss as the guards crossed their arms, blocking anyone from entering. They were temporary hires, men who thought a hospital night shift meant easy money and no trouble. But tonight was different. Little Emma clung to her mother's coat, sobbing. Her mother, Grace, had rushed from work after getting a call that her husband, Jack, had been hit by a drunk driver. She wasn't just scared, she was shattered. "Please," she pleaded, "my husband's in surgery. He needs me." "Rules are rules," one of the guards barked. "No entry after 9 p.m. Emma's cries grew louder. She tugged on the man's sleeve. "Please, mister, my daddy is dying." The man looked away, annoyed. "Kid, I said no." Grace's knees buckled. The long day, the rain, and the shock had drained her strength. She sank to the wet pavement, trembling. Across the street, a low rumble stirred, engines growling in unison. The sound grew louder, deeper, until headlights flared through the mist. One by one, motorcycles rolled up, surrounding the hospital's front entrance. The guards froze as leather-clad men stepped off their bike statues, jackets marked Hells Angels and eyes sharp with fury. At the front stood a man with a gray beard and a scar cutting across his cheek. His name was Brick. He knelt beside Emma. "Hey, sweetheart," he said gently. "Why are you crying?" Emma sniffled. "They won't let my mommy in. Daddy's hurt real bad." Brick's eyes darkened. He looked up at the guards. "That true?" The guards shifted uneasily. "Hospital policy," Brick cut him off. "Policy doesn't stop a mother from being with her family." Then, turning to his brothers, he said one quiet word. "Handle it." The Hells Angels moved like a unit, silent, coordinated, commanding. They didn't break things. They didn't shout. They simply stood their ground. One of them called the head nurse. Another stood by Grace, offering her his leather jacket as the rain soaked her through. The nurse rushed out, flustered. "What's going on here?" Brick nodded toward Grace. "Her husband's inside. Your boys here think she doesn't deserve to see him." The nurse frowned. "That's absurd." "Security, is this true?" The guards mumbled something about rules, but before they could finish, Brick's voice thundered. "Rules don't mean a damn thing when a man's fighting for his life." Grace tried to speak but broke down crying. The nurse helped her up and led her inside. The angels didn't move until the doors closed behind her. Inside the ICU, Grace finally saw her husband, pale and hooked to machines. She held his hand, whispering prayers through tears. Outside, the angels waited. Rain poured, thunder cracked, but they didn't leave. Brick lit a cigarette, glancing at Emma. "He's a strong man, your daddy. He'll pull through." Hours later, a doctor emerged, smiling. "He made it. He's stable now." Emma squealed with joy, hugging Brick's leg. The biker smiled faintly, patting her head. By sunrise, the storm had passed. The hospital parking lot was quiet except for the steady rumble of engines starting up. Grace stepped outside, holding Emma's hand. Her eyes were swollen, but her smile was real. "He's going to recover," she said softly. "They say he'll walk again." Brick nodded. "Good man, your husband." "Lucky too." Grace hesitated, her voice trembling. "I don't know how to thank you all." Brick looked at Emma and grinned. "You already did. She called, and we came." As they prepared to leave, the hospital administrator appeared, apologizing, promising those guards would never work there again. Word spread quickly. The local news later called it the night angels protected a family. Before leaving, Brick placed his leather jacket over Emma's shoulders. "Keep this, kid. Remind folks not all angels have wings." The engines roared once more, and within moments, the angels disappeared into the morning mist, leaving behind only tire tracks. And a story no one would ever forget. If this story touched your heart, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes real heroes still exist, because sometimes angels wear leather and ride on two wheels.